of you, respected campus director of the Dattagala Shikshan Sanstha, faculty members, and all the participants. We welcome you all for today's webinar session on effective ways for technical paper writing. So for today's webinar, we have our eminent speaker with us, Dr. Neelaj Deshmukh sir. Dr. Neeraj Deshmukh sir has completed his PhD from IIT Bombay. He's completed his M.Tech from Mechanical Engineering from VJTI and BE from Amravati University. Currently, he is appointed as Dean Faculty and Head of Mechanical Department at he has a total experience of 21 years, out of which he has 19 years of teaching experience. So, without a further ado, I will request today's speaker, Dr. Neelaj Deshmukh sir, to please continue the webinar session. So,
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. Dear faculty members, research scholar, and student. When I'm saying student, both the UG student as well as PG student. All we are know that one research is a part of our life. If you are working as a faculty member in a teaching in a institutes, or if you are joining any industry, research will be your part of the life as an engineer. So as a part of that research, obviously communications, whatever the work you are doing, that need to be communicated to someone who will also get the benefited out of that. So here, when I'm talking about the effective ways for technical paper writing, include all. It may be your journal paper, it may be your conference paper, it may be your any thesis, PhD thesis, or MTech thesis, or as and when you are working in industry, if you are doing any kind of the project, you are writing the reports and you are submitting to your higher authorities. So research is a part of the life, and the need to communicate properly so that you will get a proper credit of whatever work you have carried out. So here I will briefly discuss with you how you can present your technical thing more effectively. Here, if you talk about the today's outline of this presentation, first we'll discuss about why you need to write a paper, what is the importance of paper writing, then what are the types of technical articles to which I can say good manuscript or good technical paper, what are the attributes of good manuscript, what is meant by quality publications, that we'll discuss briefly. Then what are the key terminologies as a researcher, as a faculty member, you are doing some kind of the project activity, and related to that one, if you're communicating, what kind of the key terminologies in terms of the paper publication, that we'll discuss. Then we'll go ahead with the what, if I'm talking about the paper, so different, what are the different sections in a paper, or when you're writing a report, what are different sections you can make in a report. But again, it is subjected to the your in which area you are carrying out the work. Then I will just try to give the one tool which is very beneficial when you are writing the report. That is when you are citing or when you are preparing the bibliography or reference section. How you can use Mendeley, that I will give the overview of that. Then I will actually give the demonstration of Mendeley desktops, and I will also discuss the other tool which will beneficial while writing the paper or a report. So you may have difference of opinion. Again, this is based on my experience. I have written the things. There may be a case to case. This is not I can say the fixed template where you can strictly follow this way. This is a general guideline I am trying to give you. This is based on my experience. Okay. First, if I'm talking about the importance of paper writing, if you talked about the any ICT circular or UGC guideline, as a part of the teaching professions, research is a mandatory. And if you're carrying out the research on a certain areas, obviously you are trying to read few papers, trying to read research articles. obviously your reading skill will improve. When you are writing, so writing skill will also improve. As you are continuously searching a different article, different papers, obviously your knowledge in that particular subject area will enhance. Here, when you're trying to research, you might be adopting a different approaches, right? So your skills related to the research activity also will improve. And as a part of research, continuously you're thinking why, how, where, when. Obviously, this question may come when you are carrying out the research, and due to which your critical thinking will be improved. Then, obviously, when you are trying to publish something, when you are trying to report something, and when you are carrying out activity, obviously you have to create something new. So creativity will also be enhanced. So so if you are continuously working on a research activity, and if you are trying to communicate that research activity through a paper publication, obviously your skill will improve. Now, next one is what are the types of articles? As you are aware, might be aware that you can present a paper in conference. Uh, it can be published in a refereed conference proceeding. Refereed journal article. When I'm talking about the journal article, it can be a original research, whatever the project activity you are carrying out. Based on that, you are communicating any paper that is a original research. Sometimes you might be doing reading more than hundreds paper on a particular one field and trying to publish review articles. So that can be a review article. Let's say now Corona is going on, so you might be having the old articles and you are trying to read that one, and you want to summarize that. So if you're writing the article based on that, that article will call as a review article. So sometimes you might be having a different statistical data or some case studies that also you can present in a refereed journal as a refereed journal article. And some methodologies or method. Let's say there are a different, if I'm talking about the, let's say a measurement of temperature, there are a different methodology to measure the temperature. If I am trying to review different articles, or if I'm doing something new related to that particular measurement, that can be a new methodology. So that new methodologies also I can publish. That can be the part of your reference journal. So journal article can be broadly classified into these four categories. But my dear friends, when you are doing anything, when you are trying to publish anything, what not to publish? A report to a scientific interest, you can scientific interest. If at all, if you are finding the area where there is no interest, there is no meaning on writing the paper on that particular field. Now, let's say COVID-19 is there, so everybody is interested in that. So if I'm writing the paper in that particular field, obviously people feel to read that. People will always try to read that one. They feel interest in while reading that. So which of the field is emerging? If you are doing the work in that one, and if you are trying to publish the paper, obviously you will get a number of reader more. Outdate of work. If there are many areas where there is no further scope is improvement. Let's take an example of internal combustion engine. Now everybody is talking about the electric vehicle. So IC engine will be replaced by the batteries. So if I'm trying to write a paper on how to increase the efficiency of the IC engine, so people will not feel to read that paper, because that can be at present it's out of date. Then duplication of previously published work. If somebody already wrote the paper, somebody already published the paper on particular field, and if you're simply doing same work and reproducing and then writing the paper on that, you should not do that work. Incorrect, unacceptable conclusion. So when you are doing the work, obviously you are doing the presenting the last part as a conclusion. So it should not be unacceptable or incorrect. I know as pressure increases, temperature increases. So which are the basic fundamental I know. If I'm writing vice versa of that, reversing, which is not acceptable to anyone, you should not do that one. You should avoid that while publishing the work in that particular area. Then, if I'm talking about the good manuscript or quality manuscript, what are the attributes of good manuscript? It should be concise, but it should be a powerful. When you are writing the paper, start to end, reader should feel that it's just like a story. It should be to the point. It is not mean that if I'm saying to the point, just considering that whatever I'm writing, it should be understood by the reader. No, which are the things I want to communicate. Reader may if I'm not writing more properly to the point, people may misinterpret the things. Then your manuscript should be free from grammatical and stylistic error. So you need to check that things properly. Then, so when you are showing something, when you are showing your result, how you can showcase that, how you can carry out your formatting of your graphs, your figures, how it look like. That formatting also important. Then when you are carrying out your writing the paper, obviously you need to recognize the contributions of the other, because which are the work you have carried out, that base of that work might be already earlier researchers had done the work in that one. You need to contribute their contributions. You need to recognize their contribution, and your manuscript should be technically correct. It should not be have any flaws. These are the, I can say, the attributes of the good manuscript. Then when you are talking about the importance of quality publications, why I need to publish a quality paper? Whatever the people may think, whatever the things I have, I will just simply copy paste from here and there, and I will try to publish. What is the big thing in that? Obviously, if you are not writing the quality paper, obviously people will not read. So greater, if you are writing properly, you will have the greater visibility of your research finding. If you are doing new work, your creativity is reflecting through your work, obviously increase the chances of citation. Somebody will refer your paper, and based on that, they may give the citation on your work, and they will carry forward the extension of your work. Then obviously you will have the greater recognition among the peer. Definitely in every field, there are a few people. There are, let's say, 10 people, 20 people. There are peers among the all who have done the work in the past, and they are carrying out the work from more than 20 years or 30 years. So if you are doing work more properly, more technically, you will have the great recognition among the peers. Here, obviously, when you are writing the paper, you may get based on that certain benefits such as promotions. When you are writing the proposal for grant, obviously when that research proposal is evaluating, the evaluator will also see what is the credential of that particular author or a researcher who have applied for the grant. They obviously will think, and if that person, or I can say who have applied for the grant, if you have the good credential, obviously getting the research grant will be more, chances will be more. Obviously the productivity allowances, etc., will be obviously there. And this is not only for, if you are working in a teaching only you need to do research, or if you are a research scholar, then only you can carry out the research. Please remember, if you are in any field, as an engineer, it's your responsibility to enhance your knowledge. Enhancing the knowledge is highly impossible without experimental work or any kind of the simulation work. So somebody, or some kind of the statistical analysis. So I can do work in different ways, but reading reading the work and writing based on that and publishing somewhere, this required to be there, and obviously people will get benefited out of that. So as an engineer, we should critically think and write a quality papers. Yeah, this is an important term, plagiarism. As and when you are publishing the paper in good refereed journals, obviously they expect the plagiarism count. They are checking. There are different. There are how different type of the software which calculated the plagiarism. So many good journals they are expecting the plagiarism count should be less than 10%. Here I can define the plagiarism, the practice of taking someone else's work or idea and passing them off one's own. We are writing as our own statement, that is the call as a plagiarism. So we should avoid the plagiarism. As I said earlier also, copy and pasting and presenting or publishing the paper is not the right approach. The This is a shortcut and it may be a long-term penalties also. Plagiarism is considered a serious offense by your institute, by journal editor, and by the scientific community. If you found that you have copied somebody's data, somebody's uh, own figures in your and presenting as your own, obviously you will get the bad image in front of others people or other researchers, I can say. So we should avoid that. Here, plagiarism may result in academic charges, but it is certainly cause rejections of you. Obviously, when you are doing something and because reviewer have the good experience, they have they will critically go through your paper when they are finding that you have copied something from the earlier data, earlier paper. Obviously, your paper will be going to reject. Then plagiarism will hurt your reputation in a scientific way. As I said, your image will spoil. So we should avoid plagiarism while writing the paper. Then there are a few terminologies that I'm going to explain here. We might be coming across journal impact factor. Nowadays, journal publication is also becoming one of the business. Many publisher house they are coming forward and sending the mail every day to all of us and saying that publish your paper in high journal impact factor, more than 20. What it means here, impact factor of a journal is a frequency of its citation, how frequently the article of that journal is going to get a citation. So how that citation number of citations that particular journal are getting. So high impact factor journal are those one which have the high frequency of citations by the other. Again, it is a superficial but internationally accepted measure of quality of journal. Why I'm saying it's a superficial? Let's say there are a refereed journal, and if your institutes or if you don't have the access to that particular journal, you have to pay. And for getting the access for one journal, it might be $20 to $30 or $40. So nobody is going to spend from their pocket. So here there are a few journals which are easily accessible. So obviously, when any person is carrying out the research, they will try to download the few paper which are readily available. And if you are writing the paper which are readily available, based on that, obviously you are giving the citation. The journal which are not how good or reputed journal for that manuscript, also you are giving the citation. So obviously the paper which are readily available or journal which are readily available to the reader, their impact factor will be very high because their articles are getting citation frequently. So does not mean that high impact factor is obviously it means that one good quality or referred journal. So here, but we need to consider one of the indicator for selecting the journal for the publication. So just I have shown you a formula based on which you calculate the impact factor. Let's say any article is published uh, in 2012 and the article published in 11, 12, if you're adding that one, that will be your denominator, and whatever the citations we are getting in 2012, if I'm taking this ratio, that will be the impact factor. So, so how many researchers have cited particular manuscript of same journal, based on that journal's impact factor will be calculated, and this is impact factor will be different for a different journal. Now, next term, when H index is, I can say, it's a measure both the productivity and the impact of published work of the researchers. This number is given to the researcher. Later on, I'm going to discuss the different ideas. That time it will be more clear. But here, each researcher, based on their publications quality and their productivity, H index is given. So here, how to calculate, how the software is calculating the H index. Let's say any authors publish the different articles. Let's say here I've shown you the diagram where the 12 publications are there, and this publication will have different uh, citations. Let's say publication 1 is having the 87 citation, whereas publication 12 is having the citation 1. So wherever it is matching your publication number and the number of times citation, that will be your cutoff. Let's say here 9 is a number of publication and the number of times cited. So it's here 8. It's close to 9. So I'm just considering this is my cutoff, and your H index for this one will be, I can consider as a 8 or 9 will be the H index for that particular author who have already published the paper. And this can be plotted from this data can be plotted by the graph. Let's say on x-axis the paper numbers and y-axis the number of times citation. We are presenting the data in a descending order, and wherever that H is matching, that will be your H index, right? So what is its important, that we'll see later on. This is one of the key factor importance for the researcher. Then you may come across a different terminology, that is the ORCID, that is a Open Research and Contributors ID. What is the importance of that? Sorry, here ORCID, as a researcher, we should go to the website of ORCID, and it's a task of only the few seconds. Within 30 seconds, you can create your ORCID ID. Whenever you are publishing the paper on a referred journal, you have to create your profile. ORCID, if you are creating your ID with ORCID, it will save your data, and whenever you are trying to establish or trying to log in any journal, or when you are creating the profile with any journal, that your data directly will be communicate or interlinked with your ORCID ID. So ORCID ID is very much important, so that you will always reduce your work of entering your personal details of all the journals. Just you can, there is options when you are going to any referred journal, log in to the ORCID ID, so you can get that data. Then if you go to the, as and when that as the institutes, yesterday only that national NRF, National Institute of Framework Ranking, that data established published, and I'm saying very much proud that my institute is among the 200 to 250 bands our institutes. And why, how that NRF is taking the data? NRF is also, whenever they are taking the data, they are taking the data from Scopus ID, Google Scholar ID, the different source they are taking the data. So as a researcher, it's our responsibility to update the data. If you are updating the data properly, the automatically such kind of the ranking institutes, they will get a more appropriate data, and will get the benefited out of that. Now, this is a Scopus ID. Many times you might be aware that Scopus Index Journal. What is meant? The database of particular journal is linked to the Scopus database. So different types of databases. Google Scholars, Scopus, Likewise, different Web of Science, different indexing houses are there. So if we are having the profile with that particular indexing housing, that will also give the benefit. And again, if you have own login in these IDs, based on your name, they will automatically detect as and when any documents is uploaded on net and your name is reflecting, they will send you the email. So and such name is appear, which is correspond to you or not. If you are saying yes, it's your article or your paper, then it will add to your database. And here you can see in your Scoopus ID, you can see what are the number of papers you are publishing and how many citations you are getting. That graphs you will also get. You will get the H index of yours, then how many documents is submitted by the authors in a Scoopus database, and how many total number of citations. So all information you will get in a one click. And the whenever you are applying for your research grant, also people will also going to search your profile. So if your data is linked to the some profile, obviously you will get an advantage out of that. Then next to the your Google Scholar ID. So most of the journal which may not be referred, but they have the Google database. So if you have a Google account, you can also create your profile with a Google Scholar, to which also you can upload your papers, different papers. You can create your profiles there, from which you will get your number of citation, your H index. Now see, this author here already having more than 25,000 citations. So his index is H index is 73. And if it again, it will sort out from last 5 years or last 4 years or 3 years. Let's say for last 5 years, the H index is 39 and I index is 79. So here number of citations is also 6,000, more than 6,200. So we will get with a one click we'll get the data. So as a research scholar, it's our responsibility to create the IDs with a different indexing houses that will give the beneficial. So I said Google, at least we should have Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science. If you have three, that is sufficient. Then coming to the our actual topic, then that is what your different sections I can say for your paper or a report. Here I have written broadly that, just a minute, broadly into the 5 parts. First one is the abstract, second one is the introduction, then main body, conclusion, and reference. Again, this is not that I can say the fixed way, but here abstract, conclusion, and abstract, introduction, conclusion, reference. These four will be the part of all paper, and it will be the part of all the thesis. Your main body will have again the subsections, and that subsection will change based on your type of work, but other four part will be remain as it is. Now here when I'm talking about, let's say first part is abstract. When you're writing the abstract, here I cannot, here here first sentence of your abstract should be what which is giving you the overall idea. Let's say right now the here you are trying to develop a device for disinfections of the COVID virus. Now I should write something related to the COVID-19 and what are the device available. So if I'm writing one or two sentences based on that, that will be the my start of my abstract. Then if I'm trying to develop that device, in a past earlier researchers what kind of already developed the devices. Based on that, I can write 3 to 4 sentences based on that, which will be helpful as a researcher. Then you can write what is your aim. What is your aim? You can, based on that, you can write a one sentence. And here, when you are writing the abstract, once you wrote your general statement about your aim of your work, obviously you should write 3 to 4 line which is giving the background of work, why you need to do that work, what is the importance of carrying out that work. You should highlight that, so that you people feel that one there is some novelty in your work. Then you can write 1 or 2 sentences which will give the results in general context. Then at the last you should write the what is how you have that applications of particular device, or what how the people will use your results for further research. So this is again I am writing here 1 or 2 sentence or 2 sentence. It is not fixed. Again, if you talked about a different conferences or a different I can say the different journal houses, they may restrict you yourself that that abstract should be of 200 words or 300 words. Based on that number of sentences you can change, but this is a broad outline of your abstract. First you need to create your background of work, giving 3 to 4 lines. Then you are trying to write what exactly you are doing, then writing the 3 4 sentences which creating the importance of your work. Then you can write few lines about the methodology of your work, and then at the end of the abstract there should be a applications of the particular research activity. So this is the broad outline. No need that to stick to that one. Again, person to person it will vary. After the abstract, the next one is a introduction. Here when you talk about the introduction, some people what will try, they will just simply copy or few sentences from the abstract and then they will put the in a introduction part. Don't do that one. In actually you should write entire paper first, read multiple time, and then you can start writing the abstract of your work. But majority of the people will do the work reverse way. First they will write the abstract and then they will write the complete the entire part of the paper. You should not do. You should first write entire paper, read multiple times, and then start writing the abstract to summarize that. Don't copy the sentences which from the your main paper to the abstract. Don't do that one. Then here when you are talking about the introduction, it is just that introduce to the reader to the work. Here you can divide your this introduction in different paragraphs. So I can say broadly I can divide my work in 4 paragraphs. First paragraph, obviously you need to use some catchy phrases. You need to create the importance so that reader will feel that yeah, this manuscript is worth for reading. So we have to create the important. It's just like when you are talking about the movie. Unless and until if you're not creating the suspense of the work, nobody is going to watch that movie. It's the same kind of things when you're writing the abstract or when you're writing the introductions. So you should create the interest among the researcher, those who are going to read your article. Then second and third paragraphs of your introduction will be you're giving the background of the work. What are the work already done in the past, what researcher did in the past, that you need to give their work citations and need to highlight properly. And again you want to distinguish your work from their work. That also you need to take care while writing the paragraph third. And paragraph fourth, will be obviously your uh, you're completely writing based on your work. So you should clearly highlighting your work in the final paragraph or fourth paragraph, and at the end of the paragraph also you can give the what way you have organized your paper, that also you can add. So here again, here when you are writing the introduction, if you are writing nicely introduction, but if you don't have the substantial results in your paper, paper is going to reject. So we should write the introduction properly. At the same time, we should have the sufficient results with us. Then only it will be useful. Here, obviously, researching the subject matter is a good fundamental engineering practice. So here, obviously, people will think, why would you want to spend time doing the work and writing it up if the answer is already known? What it means? If I already know as density decreases with increasing temperature, I know this basic fundamental. If I'm writing the paper in that one and I'm concluding the same thing, there is no meaning. It's become the meaningless. So we should not waste our time as well as researcher time to communicating the work which is already has been carried out. So this is a broad way in which we can write the introductions of the paper. In the introduction, as I said, there are a different work you have carried out, researchers have already carried out in the past. You need to give the citation of their work. So if you talk, there are a different way of citations. There may be a IEEE format, there may be a Harvard format, each journal to journal, there may be a Nature format. So different journal houses will have different format. This is the citations you are giving. So here you can see here, this is IEEE format where you are giving the citations in a square bracket. This is a one sentence which is summarizing the work of researcher one. This one, what is indicating that will add in a bibliography or a reference sections. One is given for which researcher, which research paper one we are given. So here, this is a IEEE format. And this statement which we are giving the citation, this can be if we are writing in our own word, summarizing that particular researcher work and giving the citation here. Citation here, that will be giving the importance. So here, these are different ways of citation. Here you can see here one is given as a subscript at the end of the sentence. This is a Nature format. Nature journal is having such kind of the format. So here different sentences are there and citations are mentioned in the introduction. We need to incorporate in introduction part. Now this is a Harvard where author's name and year is mentioned, and sometime here author's surname and year are only mentioning. So different journal houses or different conference template will provide you the different citations style. So doing these things manually is very difficult and time consuming, and as an engineer, as a technical person, our more time should be spent on research, not on background noise. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Thank you. As a researcher, our prime motive should be carrying out the research, not wasting our time for formatting. Wasting the time on the formatting. So there are certain tools that I am going to discuss later on, how to provide the citations more effectively without any errors. Then after the introduction, the main will be your main body. Again, as I said earlier also, based on a different type of works, your main body is going to change. Let's say I am carrying out the experimental work. First point will be what? Development of experimental facility or fabrications. Second part will be what? Experimental setup. Third will be instrumentation. Fourth will be methodology. Fifth will be result and discussion. So I can divide this main body into number of sub parts. As I said, if I'm carrying out my experimental work, I may have divide my work into the 5 categories and I can complete this task. Here you need to, again, when you are writing your experimental setup, if you are doing something new, you will have different sort of types of instrumentation also incorporated in that experimental setup. You need to highlight that why you did that one, what is your sensitivity of that device, how you did carry out the calibrations of that particular sensor. You need to highlight when you are writing these particular sections, and you should clearly mention your the methodologies how you carried out that particular work. And the last part of this particular main body is a result and discussion, which is a very key factor in your uh, journal manuscript or a conference manuscript, which is that here when you got any result, when you are discussing that, try to this is to be critically, this should be critically think and write more appropriately. Obviously, in your main body, when you're to that?
No. Right
How
now
long?
it is audible, sir.
How long?
It is okay, sir.
Okay. So here I was actually discussing the different ways of formatting on the graphs. So graphs, participant, please mute yourself. Participant, please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Here I have shown a different graphs formatting. So here your graphs and the figure should be clear and clearly seen. Yeah. Next part of your paper will be the conclusion. Many people will what simply do whatever that they wrote in the abstract, simply copy and paste in the conclusion. You should not do that one. Here, objective of writing the conclusion here, interpretation of your results and descriptions of any significant findings. So whatever you found out, whatever you want, you already got did research. Based on that, you have to interpret and you have to do the supporting uh, base for writing the conclusion. Here again, you can add a few sentences about the limitations of the work. You can add a few sentences about your future work which researchers can carry out in a particular field. Then which are the your implications of work for a further researcher, that also you can add in a conclusion. But simply copying things are mentioned in the abstract and conclusion, then only they will read the entire journal paper or conference paper. So it's up to you how you are creating the marketing of your paper. It's again the art. So if you're writing the proper abstract and proper conclusion, definitely you will find the more reader to your work. Then last sections of the paper, obviously the reference section, or sometimes people will write a bibliography. So here again, based on the based on your based on your journal articles, you can write the name of the authors, then the year, then the title of the paper. Then here you can see the short form of the journal, chemical engineering science. Then the which the page numbers, uh, all the data you need to present as a journal article. When you're writing the given the references as a book, the author's name, year, title of that particular book, publisher house name, country or the city, and the page number which you have taken for your reference. Then any handbooks is there or a thesis is there. So you can have a different formatting uh, style when you are preparing your reference sections or a bibliography sections. So I will explain later on that when you are discussing the Monday. Then here, as I said, in your manuscript, there are two sections. One is important section. One is your introduction, and second one is the reference. Your section number 1 and section number last. Here, how this Mendeley will help you to carry out your work more effectively. As I said earlier also, our researcher work should be carry out the research, not a formatting. So Mendeley will help you to give the citations and preparing the bibliography list. For that, Mendeley will help. There are other advantage of Mendeley that also I will highlight afterward. So what is Mendeley? Mendeley is academic software which can be a window operating, can be installed on a window or a Linux based operating system. It's a free software. You can download from the website. Now, once you have downloaded your Mendeley, you can create your profile. You can create your profile so that you will get a user ID and the password. Then, whatever the work you are carrying out, automatically it will reflect in your Mendeley profile. It's again just like your Google Scholar or a Scooper's profile. Here, one more profile I said here, the Mendeley profile. Then here already you have seen in a Google how the how that we are giving the public as and when we are publishing any paper, it will be reflect in your database. So Mendeley will give that, prepare a database for you. And again Mendeley, let's say I'm interested in thermoacoustic combustion instability. As and when in the world anyone is publishing the paper in that particular field, Mendeley will give the send a message to me or email to me. Yes, so and so person publishing the paper in this field. If I'm interested, I will go to that particular mail. I can download that particular paper and I can add in a Mendeley data space. So Mendeley will help you to prepare your introduction. Mendeley will help you to prepare your bibliography. Mendeley will help you to prepare your document for a research a literature survey, because when you are carrying out a literature survey, you need to download the multiple paper may be a more than 500 paper. How we will store that paper with their name? And if anyone is calling, if you're asking your supervisor is asking they will able to sort out the different paper on different criteria. So Mendeley will be very useful. So once you have created a profile with the Mendeley, you can prepare your own desktop. You can add the paper here. Afterwards, I'm giving the demonstration of this one. That time it will be more clear. So tags, you can filter your papers by the different tags, that is the author's names or publications house. So different options will be there. Now here I can sort out the papers based on the different keyword citation keys or citation IDs, and I can get the files also. Here Mendeley nowadays app is also available. You can install that app on your mobile. As and when you are traveling, you can also get access to your browser to the any paper which already you are stored in Mendeley. So that through the web importer, I can import a different papers from different websites, and I can store for my reference purpose. Then here I have shown you that how we can install the web importer. When I'm showing the demonstration, I will show you more in detail. Then I can synchronize and manage my library online. So online also I can access, or I can accept to my desktop also which of the paper in my Mendeley desktop I can access from anywhere from the world. Now here when you are giving when you're carrying out the literature, you will have more paper with you, and storing it's very difficult. So you can see here the different authors names are available, the title is there, year is there, right? So here you can filter out that paper based on the tag. author keywords or by authors, by publications. So different is there. Let's say after some time, if my supervisor of my PhD guide is asking us, yes, I want so and so paper. So just I will just type my that name in that particular one, and I will get that paper. So it's very easy to manage. Here, let's say, yeah, this is a search window. Here, I can write a bone, whichever the articles is having that particular word that will get shortlisted here, and you can get access to that particular paper. So here, based on my interest, I can provide a different tags in the papers, and I can search any paper whenever and wherever you want. Then you can get a full text as like a PDF reviewer, where you can give the annotate also. You can write the notes. Let's say when I'm reading the paper, I am finding something interesting, so I can make a note of that. I can make a note of that, and that whenever I am reading further, I will go through that particular point only. No need to read entire paper again, because we have already making the summary of that particular paper, right? So Mendeley will help you. Then whenever you are doing any activity, just what you want to do, you just go to the file organizer, and you can create a one title or authors. Then if you want to give the citations, that I will show you when I'm giving the demonstrations. So here Mendeley will help you for citing and sharing the references and preparing the bibliographies. Obviously, when you are having the Mendeley database with you, and Mendeley profile, I'm working on thermoacoustic combustion stability. I can have a group of people doing the same kind of the work, and I can share my work with them, and they also can share their work. I can manage the Mendeley. So here you can get the different feedbacks also. So this is a Mendeley. I will show you the demonstration afterwards. Before going to the demonstrations, I just want to highlight here. Nowadays, technology is developed wide. There are different tools, different softwares are available. Let's take an example, LaTeX. LaTeX is a software which will help you for writing the journal paper as well as the report. But coding is required. Those who are good in coding, they can learn this software within a 1 week. 1 week they have to spend. If they are spending the 1 week, their life for next 3 to 4 years, whenever they are carrying out any kind of the research work, that will be very simplified. Peacefully, they can prepare their manuscript and the report. There are another software which is available, that is LYX. LYX. Those who are not good in coding, they can use this software. This is again the free software available. Very minute coding is required, and for all the syntax, Google is also helping in that. What are the code is required for a particular formatting, that is also available. So you can use LYX also, LaTeX or LYX. Out of that one you can select. Nowadays again, Overleaf. If you just type browse that Overleaf, different LaTeX templates are also available. Different journal will have the different template that is also readily available on Overleafs. Just you search a template for particular journal, and then you need to copy paste your whatever the, but you need to write your manuscript first in a Word, and then copy paste that text in a Overleafs, and then you can import your diagram, and you can prepare a manuscript using the Overleaf software that can be totally online. And that, but with the proper formatting it will be there. Apart from that, for maintaining your references, you may have the BibTeX and Zabref, other two software, which also you can use for maintaining your references. Here, if you are trying to trying to learn this software, you need to spend some time, and that is nothing but I can say the investment. You are doing the investment for your future. So don't think that one, yes, you have to waste the time while learning these new things. Somebody taking the admission or trying to carry out research in the age of 40, 45, and they will think why I should learn this tool right now. But my dear friends, if you are spending few hours, few weeks to learn this software, obviously your life will be very simplified. That we will realize when I'm showing the demonstrations. This is for the presentation part. Now I'm just trying to move for the demonstrations of the Mendeley, how the Mendeley desktop look like, and how you can do the citation, and how you can prepare a bibliography using the Mendeley. All of you can see the Mendeley desktop. Hello, all of you can see the Mendeley desktop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a Mendeley desktop will look like. Here, these are the paper which I already downloaded or which I already used for my research work. This I can get access from anywhere from the world. Now just take an overlook of this one. When you go at the top, you will find out file, then edit, view, tool, and help. Here again you can have add. Here if you are clicking add, if you can add any documents in your database. Then you can create a different folder here. Here you can see here I have created a different folder here. RichKTube, Muffler, control of installability. Let's say I am working in 3-4 different areas. So one is acoustic cleaning, another is control of combustion instability, third is Muffler, fourth is RichKTube. So I can create a different folder here to get the access for particular paper. Then if you come on to the down, you can find out here the filter by authors, filter by authors keyword, authors, my tag, filter by publication. Here you can find out different authors name are there, which are the paper I have already used or downloaded. So if you are maintaining these things with you, you can get the access to any paper at any time. Let's say when I am downloading any paper or when where we need to keep, just go to the tool option is there, where you can find out options, where you will find out the watch folder. So you need to keep one watch folder for your Mendeley desktop or Mendeley dataset. Now here I have click on a E drive, and further I can have all papers. This is a watch folder. So whenever I am downloading any paper on my PC, I will first store that paper in that particular folder, that is all paper. So you can give any name. So once I have created a watch folder, now paper is downloaded and stored in that watch folder. So here, as I have kept tagged as a watch folder, I need to synchronize the data, and when I'm clicking on the synchronized data, that paper will automatically reflect in your Mendeley database. And once you get that Mendeley database, let's say this paper I have already got here, Prajapati Hiren Deshmukh Millaj. This paper is there. Now, if you go on a right side, you can see asking whether details are correct. It's saying that because we have downloaded that paper and database already uh, taken that one directly. So it is asking whether data is correct, whether this is a journal paper. So I should first, as this is my paper, I know, but let's say this is paper of someone else. So I will just click on that paper. I will just see whether it is a journal paper. Yes, it's a journal paper. Then I will click on the journal paper. Here you can see different options are there. Books, journal papers, encyclopedia, different options are there. I know this is a journal article, so I will click on a journal article. Yeah, then title. Title is correct. Yes, title is same. Title is appearing. Yes, it's correct. Authors, Hiren Prajapati Deshmukh. Hiren Prajapati Deshmukh. Author is correct. Then journal name is measurement is correct. Year 2019, yes, 19. Then volume, it's a 140 volume. Page number, yes, all the data is correct. So if it is correct, then you can simply correct, details are correct. Otherwise, otherwise and that you need to discuss in your manuscript also. So if you are maintaining this database properly, that will help you for carrying out your work more effectively. So this is the Monday desktop. I hope all of you got the brief idea about desktop. And again, it's a very user friendly. You can download, you can start using, and obviously you will feel very interesting one, and helpful also for your work. Now here, as I mentioned here, we can use this Monday for preparing your introduction and your preparing your bibliography. Just now I will just try to give that demonstration. Now let's say I am opening the uh, Professor Yogesh. I can extend for more 50 minutes more. Hello?
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah, thank you. Now let's say all of you can see the Word document. All of you can see the Word document.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's say I have started writing my introduction part. Okay. Let's say I am writing one sentence. This is a sentence from one of the journal, and that I need to give the citations here. So what I have to do, I have already written the sentence. Now I need to add the citations. What I will do, I will just go to my references, and then I will click on a insert citation. It will ask go to Monday, and I know from which paper I have taken. Let's say I have taken from this paper, Prajapati Hiren. So I will just go to the site. Here, site option is there. Now, formatting citations. Here it's appear what Prajapati and Deshmukh 2019. This is a Harvard formatting. So let's say I want formatting in a IEEE. What I will do here style are there. Here you can see more than 600 different journal styles are available for giving the citation. More than 600. Let's say this is a Harvard. I want a IEEE format. What I will do, I will simply click here. I will show the click on a IEEE. So now it's IEEE. IEEE, as I said earlier also during explaining the introduction, it's a square bracket and a number. So here one is appear, right? Now, but then at the end, I know that I am going to prepare the references. So I will prepare the references, right? So here I will just click on what? Go to the top, and you can click on a insert bibliography. Now, your one was what? One, Hiren Prajapati, N.N. Deshmukh, paper title, journal name, volume, page number, year, and its DOI. Everything is appeared, right? So if I don't want DOI, I can stop that DOI also. So this is the one format. Let's say another one is what nature. What I said, the nature. Nature is what? Superscript. One number is superscript and one. So they see how that your life is becoming very simple. Otherwise, doing this formatting, writing short forms of journal or short forms of your or initials of the particular author, it's very difficult. Now, let's say I want to do some modification, and I realize that no, before this sentence, some other sentence to be there. I'm writing that sentence, and I want now other citations should be inserted. So for that say particular sentences, I'm going to this insert citation, go to Monday, and I'm going to other paper, right? So then again the site here, go to Monday and site. Now let's say that one superscript appear. So now which of the documents earlier I has given a citation, it become automatically it become the 2, it automatically become 2, and which of the now I inserted, it is a 1. So your life will become a simple. So which of the modification you are doing, automatically it will get reflected. So here also you can see automatically in bibliography sections, you will find out the 1 and 2, and all the details are available here. Now, if I want to publish with some other journal, IEEE format, now it's coming in a square bracket. So here writing your introduction and writing your preparing your bibliography, it becoming a easier if I am using the Monday. What I need to do, how I will get? Only what you need to do, first you need to go to Monday. If you see the Monday, your tool is there. Click on a tool and install. Here, as I have already installed MS Word plugin. I have already installed MS plugin, so it's asking for me uninstall. But in your case, as a first user, it will ask install MS Word plugin. So you just click MS Word plugin. Before that, you need to stop your all Word document, and you can install Word plugin. As and when you are installing that plugin, automatically this plugin will appear in your Word document. All the Word document will have this plugin. So our life will become a very simple when we are writing any paper or a journal, and more effective way you can present. I think with this I will stop, and I will take a few questions if anyone have. Yes, Professor Yogesh. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Very informative session. Hello. I will request all the participants, if you have any questions, you can put that questions in chat box, or you can raise your hands.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative session. My question is, any guidelines to write effective title of the paper?
As I said earlier, also abstract. You need to write after once you are completing your entire paper. Similar way, I will suggest prepare a title also at once you are completing entire writer. What I mean. So again, you can prepare 3-4 different titles based on your work, and select one which is suitable to you, which is describing your entire work. Describing the entire work. and it should be a broader one.
Thank you, sir.
And again, if you're saying that
Thank
if it is a very narrow one, people will not feel interesting to read particular paper. So it should be very broad and describing entire your work. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir. Hello. Can you audible?
Yeah, audible.
Sir, what my doubt in that impact factor, the
Example.
Yeah, okay, sir. And one more doubt. In Mendeley, can download full paper or only the abstract we can see?
No. See, you are downloading from any browser.
Yeah.
Right. And Mendeley is also having that that document importer also, through which you can import your document to the Mendeley desktop. Mendeley will try to manage that desktop.
Oh, only managing.
Manage and if you are having the profile, through profile also you can download. But for downloading, you should have that access to that particular journal.
Can you tell any other reference we can download the full paper?
You have to go to the particular journal website only. Whenever you are searching based on your work, you are putting some keywords in the search engine, right?
Okay.
Based on that, search engine will give some suggestions, and you just click on that one. You will get a paper. Whether you have that institute's login or some other login through which you can get access.
Okay.
There are a few sites, but that is not, I can say, the correct way to discuss here.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your valuable presentation, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, can you just explain about a research patent, about research idea, how we can go, what is the process for that?
See, whenever you are carried out any work, you know what depth you carried out, and you know also the what researcher already done in the past. Based on that, you know where your actual manuscript or your work is stand. Again, if you really wish to patent, you should not first publish. First patent and then publish. That is possible, but publishing first and then patenting is not possible.
Okay.
So, if you know your work where it stands, and based on that, you can take a call whether you can go for a patenting or you can directly go for a publication. Again, patenting also as a product or any research idea, different ways are there. You can patent it, no doubt.
Sir, any website is there?
Yeah, online many websites are there which will give the different ways or different steps going for patenting.
Okay, sir.
Hello,
okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir, you are getting me?
Yeah.
Sir, one question, especially when we are writing review papers.
Yes.
So which precaution we have to take, and how much reference paper should be there for you to write review paper?
I can say that if you are targeting the good review paper, more than 100 obviously you can go for a patentation, no doubt.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, what should be included in the review paper? Means, like you said, introduction, the 4 basic things that
What different components you are asking, no?
Yeah.
So again, it is introduction. Obviously, it will be there. Last sections, references, conclusion, all will be there. Here, as it is a reference paper, result and discussion will not be there. So,
Okay.
based on which are the areas you are selecting for the review, you can split your main body.
Okay.
And
And it should contain the literature survey also, na, in it?
yes, obviously.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
afternoon,
Yeah,
sir.
okay. Yeah, good
Sir,
Good afternoon, sir.
One by one,
Hello.
please. Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my query is that the plagiarism software usually identifies some commonly used words in the list of plagiarized words.
What you're
So
saying?
how such
Please
words
repeat
can
your
be
question.
avoided?
Please repeat your question.
So my query is the plagiarism software
Uh,
sometimes identify the commonly used words in the list of plagiarized words,
yes,
as a result of which the percentage of plagiarism increases.
yes, yeah.
So
It's true.
is
It's
there
true.
any way to
It's
avoid
true.
such words?
Yeah. Uh, I forgot to tell you people. One important thing we need to take care whenever we are publishing or any paper or whenever we are doing any kind of the documentation, our name should be the similar. It should be appear in the same way. Let's say I can write my name Nilaj Deshmukh. I can write my name Nilaj N Deshmukh. I can write my name N Deshmukh. If some if three different way I can write my name, but I should select one only. And same way I should write on all technical document so that whichever the database it will appear, it will automatically take that in their name. That care we need to take. And you ask the what precaution we need to take for that. Here, obviously, your name will be also sometime, or your institute name also will take in a plagiarism count. But here, when you are submitting to journal people mostly think about the introduction content and the your content which are your discuss in a result and discussion part portion. There only they will check the plagiarism.
Words, those words.
They automatically see percentage wise analysis will be given by that software. So when that it's appearing as a name part of the name itself some count, so they will neglect that. They will
Actually,
neglect
sir,
that.
what happens when usually when I write a paper, suppose a word of management theory or like such words are
Yeah,
automatically
yeah,
identified by the
yeah.
software, which are treated
Yes.
as a plagiarized
So
words.
you can reframe. Let's say I am just referring the frequency spectra represent that, right? So that
Right.
I should have to find out some other word for the frequency spectra. So alternate word also we can find out, or using in a particular one sentence or one paragraph. But number of words, or I can use some short form of also that. No doubt. But that can be firstly explaining the nomenclature or other part.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. My question is that in LaTeX also there is a facility how to how to insert the bibliography and how to insert the citation
Right.
in LaTeX software.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
what is the difference between this Mendeley and LaTeX? Both are same. Means
Yes. See, I said.
means I have to follow as Mendeley or LaTeX.
Wait.
Ha, sir. Yes.
See, if you are using LaTeX,
yes,
you will have the entire freedom. Means once you prepare a template in LaTeX, you can complete your entire thesis work or complete your journal paper writing using that particular tool. It is a one tool.
Yes.
Whereas Mendeley and MS Office, because again LaTeX that all the people will not prefer for LaTeX because the coding part is there. People will not able to understand that. So those who are not good in LaTeX, they can opt for what Mendeley and Word.
Yes.
Okay, and those who are partially good in the coding, they can go for LYX also. So as I said, I am just trying to introduce this tool with you. It is up to you which you can use. But Mendeley, what is the advantage of Mendeley, which is not as a LYX? Mendeley will again what you manage all the literatures your entire literature survey will be present in a one form of the desktop. In a one desktop itself, all the papers are readily available, which you can read, which you can give the help you for carrying out the literature survey or literature review. Understood?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It is not possible in LaTeX or LYX. LaTeX and LYX are the tool used for writing the report. And
Is this true that suppose first time I'm checking my plagiarism with software, and that same paper if I'm doing again, so it gives more percentage of plagiarism in that?
Hello, can you repeat your question?
Sir, suppose first time I'm doing my research paper plagiarism, that I want to check the percentage of that. And second time, suppose I use same paper and same software, so it creates the database and it is showing me more percentage of plagiarism in that.
Once you are, which software again you are using, whether it is a free software, and again it is storing in a database, based on that, that count will be there.
So if we use free software, this problem will be there.
Arise. Yes, obviously.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Any question?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are getting me?
Yeah.
Sir, another question. Sir, generally we are writing paper in the international journal, but to select national journals, which quality you have to check of that journal?
First, we need to check that journal is having the which kind of the indexing, whether it is a Google Scholar or whether it is a Scoopers or Web of Science. Multiple indexing houses are there. So that database of that particular journal is linked to which database, that we need to check first. So Web of Science and Scoopers is having the good quality.
Okay.
Hello.
We have to check like
Hello,
that.
sir. Hello.
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 Hello, sir. My question is, can we use readily available templates which are available on platform like Typeset.io?
Yeah, I also said that Overlips also the ready-made templates.
Okay, sir. Is it good, sir, using such a
again for what purpose you are using, that is also the important. If you are using for your
paper writing, sir.
Paper writing, again, and for your suppose your thesis work is there, PhD thesis work or UG thesis work, so database, they may take some database. Somebody should not use that database for their work. Okay. Somebody may keep that one data from that. The chances will be there. We should avoid that.
Sir, can you guide us for publishing our papers in elsewhere or some renowned journals? Like,
yeah, as I said, you should take the sufficient care while writing the papers. And if you are finding, you are taking sufficient care, and now it stands for a quality work. This instead of figures, presenting the data, everything. If you are following and if you are really thinking, yes, that is a good one, then first identify the which journal. Now, let's say Elsewhere or a Sage or a Springer. In that, again, these are the publications house, and in that publications house, again, different journals are there. So which journal you can submit. So this journal also will have journal finders. Just you can copy your abstract in their website, and then they will suggest journal list where your work is matched to that particular journal scope, because each journal will have different own scope. They are publishing the paper in particular areas only. So based on your abstract keyword, search engine will help you to identify the journal. So they will say that one 40%, 50% match to that particular journal, and then you can click to that journal. Then once you click a journal, just check its impact factor is how much, indexing is which one. if you're satisfying with one, with the quality of that one, then you can submit. And again, once you're submitting, first editor will go through the paper. They will glance the paper.
Please share the presentation with us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon,
Hello, sir.
One by one, please.
Yes.
Sir, may I speak?
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask the different methodologies for specifying the results in the paper. Like we have confusion matrix. Are there any other ways where using which we can specify our results?
I always prefer because some people they are preferring to present the result in a data form, table form. So instead of paper, if you have a multiple data sets, instead of putting in a table, you should prefer a graphs. So which will give the more visibility, and we can interpret the results immediately by seeing that or by observing that graphs. So graphical is the more better way.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, anything else?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, actually, since last 2-3 months, my experimentation lab is get closed due to pandemic situation, and I'm not able to go for experimentation. In that, two different methodologies to grow that material, and I compare that that material or that methodology and prepare one paper. So in that case, the results or the discussion or the things that has been carried out in those papers or methodologies that are included in that paper. So what do you think? That will be considered as a plagiarism, or that will be get completely rejected?
No. You can present, but you can just reframe the sentences and again. This work will be help you when you are writing your final paper.
Yes,
because comparing the earlier results with your result also the key factor in the result and discussion section. So that your whatever time you have spent, it will not be wastage. You can use for that also and try to publish you can say the review paper.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. There is a small request to organizers from Dattakala College. The session was very, very informative. I request all the organizers to share video as well as helpful for in our future also. Because after few days we need this kind of information in future also. After 1 month or after 1 year, we need this information also.
Sir, please arrange more sessions on this topic.
Okay. Thank you for your. Hello.
Hello, sir. If we have any queries, can we contact you?
Yes, definitely. You can note down my mail ID.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
You can note down
Is
my
there
mail
any
ID.
questions?
No. Right now, no.
Okay, fine.
Thank you very much, sir. Very informative.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
I'm
very
also
much.
thankful to the management of Dattakala Group of Institutions and Professor Yogesh, Professor Sachin, and Professor Nagre for giving me opportunity for sharing my experience. Really, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.